Welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. What it do, what it look like, what it is, what it ain't. Y'all ready? I'm King Astro. Let's go. Hold up guys. Let me get my theme music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome back, welcome back. Y'all ready? King Astro, and I'm about to talk to you about something very, very important that's been on my mind, and I just want to share with you guys. This is about how porn ruined my life, or at least how it was ruining my life, and how PMO, porn masturbation orgasm, can ruin somebody's life. Just a little disclaimer: I'm not no professional doctor. I'm not no professional guru, or I'm not no saint. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm just here to speak of my experiences, and what I've been through, and hopefully this information can help somebody out there, and whatever you're going through, hopefully this could shed some light on your situation or help you to be on your way to be enlightened. So I don't tell you to do everything I do, but for the most part, do most of what I do, but only at your own discretion. I'm just gonna tell you what I do. I'm not gonna speak on anybody else's experiences. All right. Now, my energy is a little bit how can I say? It's not as high as it should be, because right now I'm kind of going through this process of fasting, and although I fast every day, intermittent fasting, which is I eat one meal a day at a certain time of day, mostly in the evening after 7. Although I do intermittent fasting every day, right now I'm doing a different kind of fasting, which is a dry fast. So for the next 3 days, no food, no water. Alright? No food, no water. And why I'm doing this is specific to the time of the month, the placement of the moon, and the stars, and the sun. My intentions, it's based on a lot of things, okay? And a lot of things led up to this point. And I'm going to try to share that with you guys. If I don't get into it in detail here, I'll definitely drop another video where I'll go into the details of fasting, why you should do it, how you should do it, and when you should do it to pay tithes to God. Because you can pay tithes to God any way you want, but I think the best type of tithe He will recognize is when you fast. Okay? A lot of Christians say, give 10% of your money. Give 10% of your earnings. To the church, which goes straight to the pastor. It doesn't go to God, so I'm pretty sure, God doesn't care about your money or how much you quote unquote give to Him in tithes. Because it's not like He's like, oh man, I got this money, I'm gonna go spend it. No, God doesn't deal with money. God deals with the spirit. Giving money is not spiritual. Fasting is spiritual. Okay? Fasting and praying is spiritual because it brings you closer to God. Alright? And that's what I'm doing it. That's why everybody should do it. Okay? It's to get closer to God so you can hear God's voice. Because a lot of us just have too much fog in our brain that we can't really decipher the voice of reason against the voice of doubt. Alright? As you can see, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So won't you be my neighbor? And don't you be a hater. Alright? Witcher 3, man. I mean, yeah, we're playing Witcher 3 till Cyberpunk comes out. Love this game. Love this game. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Like I said, I'm on a fast right now, and I'm going to explain why this fasting is important. Because it has to do with semen retention. It has to do with abstinence and celibacy. Okay? Because the main driving force behind my fasting is semen retention. Okay? Now, let's just get right into it. Why porn, masturbation, orgasm ruined your life, or was ruining my life. Okay? First of all, when you're constantly watching porn and fapping away, squandering your vital life force energy, it's pretty much like, how should I say? It's like you're on heroin. Okay? I'm gonna compare it to being on heroin or ODing on heroin, you know? You get such a high from it. Such a quick dopamine rush. Okay? That it's so addictive. I mean, the feeling is so powerful. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Okay? The feeling of orgasm is so powerful that 3 seconds, you know, you can chase that 3 seconds all day. You know, that's the power of orgasm. That's the power of coming. You know, make you do things that's out of your character. You know, to make you travel 3 hours just to get some, when you could have stayed at home and just rubbed it out. But that's not what I'm telling you to do, because that's not what it's about. Like I said, when you're constantly fapping, it's like you're constantly taking a hit of heroin, a hit of dope all the time. So it just messes with your brain. It messes with your brain because your dopamine receptors, they become weak. You know what I'm saying? So pleasure, you don't get pleasure out of most things that you're supposed to. So it gets to the point where you always need that high, you always need that rush. So your brain and your body is constantly searching for that next hit. And it might not always be in porn, it might not always be in masturbating or orgasming, but you'll find it in other ways. Video games, food, you know, whatever way to give you that quick dopamine rush. You know, cigarettes, drugs, and pretty much it's just a downward spiral, you know? It's a downward spiral. A lot of people who are addicted to porn are addicted to a lot of other things. You're not just addicted to porn and then everything else is good. You're either addicted to porn and you're addicted to food, and you're also addicted to cigarettes, or addicted to drugs, you're addicted to sex. All these are addictions which hold you back, which hold you down, which bring you down, brings your body down, brings your mind down, brings your spirit down. Okay, I've been there. Okay, I was a heavy cigarette smoker. Before NoFap semen retention, I was 3 packs a week. 3 packs a week. You know what I'm saying? I'll go through 20. I'll go through a pack in a day and a half. I could go through a pack in a day if I wanted to, but I was trying to be modest. But I was addicted. Okay? There were times where I'd do 10 back to back. Chain smoke. Mind in a fog. Didn't know where I was, what to do. And that's because I was just fapping away my life force energy. And when you do that, your mind is such in a fog that you can't tell what's real and what's not. You know, your reality becomes heavily augmented. Okay, you don't look at women the same. You don't look at them as women. You look at them as sex objects. You objectify them. You know, a lot of women objectify themselves, but that's besides the point. You know? And yeah, it's just a waste. It's the waste of your fluids. You know, just ODing on that dopamine is a waste of your fluids, your vital life force energy, your cerebral spinal fluid, which mixes in with the liquid that comes from your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. Okay, the milk and the honey, the melatonin and the oxytocin. Okay, the sun and the moon. This mixes in with your cerebral spinal fluid, which travels down all the way to your sacrum. Okay, and then in your solar plexus is where sperm is made. Because of the hot sun that's in your belly. You have a hot sun in your stomach. That's why when you breathe out, you feel hot air. Where is that hot air coming from? It's coming from your solar plexus. In your belly, there's a sun in your belly. That's why your body can stay 97 degrees. Okay, what's keeping your temperature hot? Even when it's cold outside, what's keeping you hot? What's keeping you at 97 degrees? Your inner sun. So these fluids travel down to your inner sun where they meet in your stomach, in your lower abdomen, the solar plexus. And then the sun takes that magnetic and electric energy from the pituitary and pineal gland and the CSF in the blood turns that into semen. Now you have semen, sperm. And then it sits there. If it's not squandered, if it's not wasted, if you don't waste your seed, if you don't bust a nut. Okay, what is bust a nut? What's a nut? That's a seed. When you crack open the seed, you've busted a nut. And now the tree can't grow. Come on, guys, you just gotta pay attention to the language that they use on you every day. Bust a nut. Why did they call it a nut? Did you think about that? Did you ever think about why your semen is called a nut? Nope, you probably didn't. You're just like, oh, it's just called a nut. That's it. That's because it's your seed. It's your sacred seed. What happens when you plant a seed in the ground? If left to grow, it'll grow and it'll sprout. If we plant an apple tree in a year or two, it'll grow into a full-grown tree and then it'll bear fruit. Okay, but you guys, what you keep doing, what I was doing, I just kept chopping down the tree before it got to its full length. I planted the seed, and then it's growing, and I chop it off. And it's like, okay, I got it. Okay, I try and grow again, and then I chop it off. I never let it grow into its full potential so it can bear fruit. You just keep chopping down the tree. And so you're never going to taste the fruit. So, that's just a metaphor. Because while you keep squandering away your semen, that's exactly what you're doing. You're not letting it grow. Let it grow. Your body has a cycle. It stays down there in the sacrum. Okay? After 28 days, 28 and a half days, if not squandered, okay, the CSF, semen, oxytocin, melatonin, all this stuff, your blood travels back up the spine. Passes through the heart, all the way back up the spine, and then meets in the brain where these two glands, where these two fluids meet, and it's crucified. And then it sits in your brain, known as the optic thalamus. I mean, I'm gonna get into this. I'm not trying to lose you guys, but it's a part of your brain where this fluid sits in. And it sits in your brain for 2.5 days. Okay, 2.5 days, 3 days. Jesus died and resurrected on the third day. Okay? And that's when Christ came back. So, the same thing happens with your Christ oil. It sits in your brain for 2.5 days, waiting. Just waiting. Okay, and then after 2.5 days, it's waiting to be received. It goes into the pituitary gland, other parts of your brain, okay, giving you the vision and the knowledge to know what your purpose in God is. Okay, you get enthusiasm, get motivation, direction, focus, intuition, imagination. Okay, love. So many things that happen. Okay? And this is why I'm doing this. Right now, I'm on a 3-day fast because the moon is in my sun sign. Okay? I'm a Libra. And the moon is going to be entering the Libra pretty soon. Okay? So I'm starting my fast before the moon enters my sun sign. And when it enters my sun sign, the moon is going to be in my sun sign for 2.5 days. Look at your chart. Okay? Everybody's got the same chart. Well, not the same chart, but got the same things they have to do every month, which is you have to fast for 2.5 days every month when the moon is in your sun sign. Okay? Because when you do this, this actually strengthens the potency, you know, of the CSF, of the semen that's going, well, not semen, but the CSF that's going back into your brain. So when it crystallizes it, it's like tenfold. So fasting just makes the process that much better, is what I'm trying to say. You know, it makes it a lot more, it makes it really worth it. You know what I mean? It makes it more crystallized, makes it more pure, more clean, because you haven't taken anything in. And in that time that you let it sit in your brain, you've done the things that you're supposed to do to make it more potent. So when it reaches your brain, it just gives you that vision. Okay, and that's what you're waiting for. That's what it's all about. Okay, and that's why I'm doing this fast, because I want this fluid to rise up in me. And in order to rise up in me, I have to be light. I have to become light. And to become light, I have to become closer to God. And in order for me to do that, I have to fast. I have to fast and pray, because that's what God wants me to do. That's what God told me to do. Alright? Another way that porn was ruining my life, it's just you have a loss of creative energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was squandering, like for instance, I'll give an example. In my lifetime, okay, there was a point in my life, probably about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. There was a time when I wanted to get my life together, and I wanted to be spiritual, but I didn't know how. So I told myself I knew I had to give up something in order to gain something. So I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna go on a 2-year celibacy, right? No sex, no girlfriend. Just focus on myself, focus on my passion, whatever, right? And I did that. But while I was abstaining from sex and being celibate, guess what I was still doing? I was still watching porn. I was still fapping away, squandering. Because, you know, I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with that. Because they tell you there's nothing wrong with that. They tell you it's healthy. They tell you if you leave it in you, something that can bring life will cause cancer. Which doesn't make any sense. Like, you mean to tell me something that creates a whole human being, if I don't squander it, it's gonna give me cancer? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Think about that, fool. That makes no sense at all. So anyways, I was squandering away 2 years straight, and I literally felt like I was getting even further and further away. But I still quit. I'm like, you know, I'm just not gonna have sex, maybe because it's hard, and you know, that's just part of the journey, and you know, it's supposed to get hard before it gets easy. I did it for 2 years, man. 2 years, no girlfriend, no sex, no nothing. I ain't even talked to a female. Sorry. I ain't even talked to no females, you know? But I was still squandering because it made it easier. It's easy to go 2 years without sex if you're still masturbating and watching porn, because technically you're not having sex with somebody else, you're having sex with yourself and I guess your mind. Which was just not good. So for 2 years straight, I was squandering. After 2 years, I got absolutely nowhere. If not, I was deeper in the hole than I wanted to be. I was further away spiritually from God. And I didn't understand why. I didn't, you know, because I didn't have the eyes to see. Whoa, that was cool. I didn't have the eyes to see at the time. You know? So I didn't know what I was doing, what was wrong. I'm like, God, I'm trying to be righteous here. You know, I'm not just going out having sex with everybody. I'll keep it to myself. Like, what's wrong? I couldn't figure it out. So I said, F the celibacy, going back to my ways and squandering away. And yeah, things just kept getting worse because I just kept losing my energy, my creative energy, my aura started having more holes in it. My aura just kept getting smaller and smaller. You know, I'll be disrespected by my peers. Sometimes, like literally, I'll be walking around thinking, like, do I have an L on my forehead, or do I have punk written on me? Like, why do people keep trying me? You know what I'm saying? That's because they could just feel it. My energy was weak. Okay, so they would take advantage of that. And I can't fault them for doing that now because now I see. Now I know. When you fap to porn, you're just losing all that creative energy that you could be using to build upon your passion, to build upon something that you really want in life, to make your aura strong, to make your bubble strong. So if you don't want people entering your bubble that can affect you, you won't allow it. It'll be strong enough to just knock people back. When somebody enters your aura bubble, they're just like, oh no, 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 I can't be here, and they leave. You felt it sometime where you're around somebody, you're just like, nah, I don't like this person's aura. I don't like the energy field. I'ma just leave. Haha. I did that, huh? I don't know what that thing is, but that thing came out the water and attacked me. Man, this is the thing about Witcher, man. Sorry to get off track, but the thing about this game is I'm on a simple quest right now. And I'm on a simple quest just to retrieve something that was stolen from a gang of thieves, right? And all I gotta do is go to point A to point B, retrieve the stolen thing, go back to point A, right? A mission like this should only take about 5-10 minutes. But this took longer than it's supposed to because, hey, you know, while you're traveling in the world, things happen, things are out there, exploration. It's just a massive, alive, vibrant, whimsical world. I'm telling you guys, this game is all off the chain, man. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to purchase it. And I do recommend you getting this. Especially if you think about getting Cyberpunk 2077. Get this game so you can understand how Cyberpunk 2077 is going to play. Because it's the same guys who made Cyberpunk that made The Witcher. And if I was the same concept, it's like The Witcher 3, only it's Cyberpunk futuristic. You know what I mean? Anyways, back to how porn ruined my life and can ruin yours. Okay. Another way is a loss of focus, loss of brain power. Okay, when I'm fapping away, watching porn, there's plenty of times where I get stuck. Mentally. Okay, like I'll be thinking about something. I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta go look into this. And literally 2-3 seconds later, I'm like, what was I thinking about again? What was I gonna do? Total brain fog, man. Total brain fog. And that's because I was squandering away all my cerebral spinal fluid. You know, the fluid that's supposed to energize my brain. Open up parts of my brain that are dormant. I was busy just wasting it. It's like I said, cerebral spinal fluid that comes from your brain mixes in with your semen and your blood. And so when you fap, alright, when you squander, guess what? You lose that. And now your brain power, your focus is gone. And now you can't focus on one thing. That's why you're on your phone and you're on your computer and you're on your iPad and you're on your tablet and your Android all at the same time. That's why you can't watch this video for more than 5 minutes. You know, if you can watch this whole video and listen to this information without skipping through it, then you got a decent amount of brain power. If you can't, you know what's up. I ain't even gotta say no more. Okay, so this is very important, okay, for your brain, for you not to be masturbating to porn, because like I said, porn gives you an augmented reality. It messes with your brain. You OD and dopamine. You lose focus and your mental abilities, your brain power. Okay, this is the reason why you're only using 10% of your brain, because you're squandering the 90% away. Okay, this is what feeds your brain. This is what feeds your body. This is what feeds your soul, your spirit. Yeah, something so small, so minute, something that you thought was wasteful, it's actually the key to everything. Okay, Jesus was the ultimate retainer. Okay, this is for my Christians out there. This is Jesus was the ultimate retainer. Okay, he was born, he lived to 12 years old, and then he disappeared when he was 12 years old and came back when he was 24. Okay, for those 12 years he was gone, and I read the text, the apocryphic, I can't say the word. Anyway, I read the text that has the story of Jesus in his adolescence. Alright, which I recommend all you guys go look for it. Alright, go read the book of Enoch, the book of Mary. Alright, there's a lot of information that's not in the Bible that you guys are missing on. So, those 12 years that Jesus was gone before he came back when he was 24, the reason he left when he was 12 is because he had reached puberty. And so they sent him away to the mountains, to the mountains to the monks. Maybe it was Tibet. It was probably Tibet. And he was with those guys in the mountain, and what he was learning was how to channel his ability, how to channel his power, how to use it for good, how to recognize how much power he has, and of course to retain, maintain, sustain, contain, retain. So for 12 years Jesus retained. No sex, no squandering, just held it in and used that power to become who he was. That's how he reached Christ consciousness. Okay? Like I told you, the process is a cycle and it's scientific. Okay, when you eat food, food turns to chow. Chow turns to flesh, flesh turns to blood, blood turns to bone, bone turns to marrow, marrow into semen. Okay, these 7 filters take 3 to 5 days to complete. A total of 28 to 30 days. Alright? And once a month, this travels down your spine, the CSF travels down the spine, mixes in with your semen, and travels back up to your brain once a month. And it does this 12 times a year. That's why there's 12 months in a year, 12 disciples. Okay? 12 times a year. So, and when you do it 12 times a year, that after it's done 12 times, that 12th time is special. It's like moving up a level, if I can explain it. So if you let this happen for a whole year, 12 cycles, you graduate to level 1. Do it for 2 years, another 12 cycles. You go from level 1 to level 2. Do it for 3 years, you go from level 2 to level 4. So it just keeps doubling. This is how you graduate on your spirituality levels. Jesus did that for 12 years. I mean, continuously after that, but 12 years and then came back. That's how Jesus reached Christhood. Christ is not Jesus' last name. Christ is a title, just like Jedi. Sorry guys, when you become a Jedi, that's the title that's given to you. Okay? That's the title that was given to Jesus. Because he reached Christhood, which is a level of spirituality. You know, just like Buddhahood. Christhood is the level of spirituality, which is the highest level. When you become enlightened, when you can walk on water, when you can heal. Okay? The closest person that did this was Malcolm X. And I'm going to get into Malcolm X later. He retained for 12 years. That's why they call him Malcolm X. X, Xmas, Christmas, X equals Christ. Malcolm Christ, Malcolm X, X equals Christ. Just do your research on what X means in the Greek letter. I'll get into that later. But that's what Jesus did. 12 years he was gone, he came back, he was in Christhood. He was in Christhood mode. That's why he could do the things he did. But he needed to get away. He needed to be away from all distractions for 12 years and let the cycle go ahead. He always did it on his time. He always fasted on his time. He ain't fast every day. He only fasted when his time of the month came. Okay, so now back to why porn ruins your life. I don't want to keep going off on a tangent, but sometimes I just had to break things down so you can understand. And I'm going to get into detail on a lot of these things. A lot of other semen retention channels, they just tell you the basics. Oh, you retain, you get that glow. Okay, skin, cold showers. You know, shout out to all you guys out there, you know what I'm saying? They're doing your thing, but I'm just saying, like, where's the science behind it? You know, y'all expect somebody just to believe you just because you said it. I'm gonna give you the science. I'm gonna break it down and I'm gonna tell you to go do your own research. Okay, there's a science behind all this. Okay, so another reason why porn can ruin your life and ruin my life is when you fap away the porn, you lose all your physical energy. And that's pretty obvious. Because there's testosterone. Okay, and what gives you power as a man, what gives you strength, physical strength, it's testosterone. Okay, and I know this because there's times where I'll be like, when I was fapping, I'll be like, okay, I was fapping too much this week, I'm gonna take 3 days off. And then I notice, like on the third day when I go work out, I'm like in beast mode. You know, I'm like a beast in the gym, just killing the weights, throwing that iron around like it's nothing. I'm like, man, I feel great. And there's times where I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna go work out tomorrow, but right now I'm gonna just, you know, just rub one out real quick, real quick. I handle my biz, go to the gym the next day, and the weights that I was a beast on, I'm now struggling. I'm now struggling to lift the same thing I lifted yesterday. Like, what's going on, dude? I'm out of energy. And I just don't know why. But subconsciously, I knew why. Subconsciously, I knew why. It's because I fapped away all my energy, my testosterone. Now I'm like, I work out every single day. Now I go 7 days. On my on days, I go to the gym. On my off days, I got barbells at home, so I just use that. So really, I don't have any off days. I'm just on all the time. Because I don't need recovery. I don't need recovery. My body is healing every day, real quickly. So yes, you know, if you fap, PMO, you're going to lose a lot of physical energy. Because you're going to be low in testosterone. Low in a lot of minerals too. Low in zinc. Low in vitamin A, B, C, D. All of that. Just look at all the minerals and the vital essential minerals that are in your semen. Okay? Just do your research on that and come back to me. Another reason why PMO can ruin your life is because you have a loss of spiritual energy. And this is really important. Okay? Fapping away your vital energy gives you low vibes. Okay? It kills your vibes. Okay? Because that's what you are. You are a vibratory entity. And fapping is on some lower vibratory, reptilian, satanic stuff. And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be on that low vibe, whatever, whatnot, per se. You want to be vibrating high. And I've already told you, the pituitary and the pineal gland, the CSF oil. This is magnetic and electric. Creating electromagnetism. which in turn creates vibes. Okay, electric and magnetic electromagnetism creates frequencies and vibes. Okay, and at a certain frequency, a certain vibe, you create sound, and sound creates light. And the more light you have, the more heat you got, the hotter it gets. You understand? So this is the process. This is the process. So when you fap it away, the very thing that gives you high vibes, the very thing that raises your vibration, then what do you expect to be like? Exactly, you're gonna be vibrating pretty low. You're gonna be such on a low vibe that, you know, because you're squandering your life force. Your life force is full of vibes, full of energy. All those little things swimming in you is full of energy. Each sperm has energy. In order for something to swim, it needs energy. You have a million of those, a million little things in you, swimming with energy. And what do? You squander it. What did I do? I squandered it. Not anymore. Not anymore. We aren't on our tip no more. Oh boy. It's all about rebuilding. Okay? Because every time you just keep fapping away, it's like you're giving yourself another cut. Just think about it like that. It's like slitting your wrist every day. You get one cut, and then the next day, do another cut. And the next day, another cut. And another cut. And another cut. And another cut. It looks like the seatbelt won't work when you're trying to buckle up. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my battle rap fans. If you're a battle rap fan, you know where I got that from. Put it in the comment section below. Yeah, it's like the seatbelt won't work when you're trying to buckle up. You just keep getting yourself another cut and another cut. Pretty soon you run out of places to give yourself a cut. You just bleed all the way out and then you're dead. And as a man, you only have so many times that you can waste your energy. Literally, you have a number on it. You have a number on your semen. You fap it away. You fap away your last one. Guess what? You're done for. You have no more sperm, no more testosterone. Your body is done. And that's when diseases come in. That's when disruptions in your spine, in your brain, everything comes in. Dementia, you know, you start to become hunchback. You just old. You get old quicker. You age quicker. You know what I mean? The fountain of youth is in you. Okay? So, don't squander it. Okay? Don't squander it away. And when you're on NoFap semen retention, make sure you're doing it for God. Okay? Make sure you're doing it for yourself and for God. If you're doing it for a female, you're doing it for any other reason than that, then I don't know what to tell you. But we're here to become our highest self and become closer to God. So we can hear God's voice and we can know what our purpose in God is, okay? And when you don't squander away your seed, you will know what your purpose is in God. You have enthusiasm, motivation, direction, focus, power, intuition, imagination, knowledge, understanding, alright? So stop ODing on dopamine. Stop losing your creative energy. Stop losing your brain power. Stop losing your testosterone, your physical energy, and stop losing your vibes. Alright? Just don't do it anymore. Okay, guys? Let it happen. Let it happen. I'm King Astro. If you like the game, link in the description to buy. Like and subscribe. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.